Good day, or good morning all. I had to capture, again, my morning. I hope you can hear the sounds of the geese. There is no crunch of the snow this morning because the snow has all melted. But look at the bluey orange sherbet sky. And I hope you heard the geese. Look at the beauty of the silhouette of the row of geese heading out to sea. And I'll be quiet for a second so you can hear the general bird and wave sound. Isn't it magical? And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there is the moon and a star. But isn't that color beautiful? Orange and pinks and blues. Oh, and look, the bird about to fly through this view. Hopefully you can see that bird. That is a heron. Now, normally herons and snow egrets have all moved down to South Carolina or Florida. But this year, even though we had our snowfall, it's been rather warm. And I've noticed a few herons have stuck around, which is the first time I've seen that. But maybe they'll wait till January to go. Or maybe we'll have a nice, relaxing, warmer winter, who knows? Although I would like some more snow. Okay, again, I'd just like to share the morning colors with all of you. Today we are heading off to, can you hear the birds? This morning we're heading off on a journey. We are going to one of my favorite old-fashioned general stores. So we are going down Cape, so hop in the car and go on a fun little outing. Let's get to it. One last look at the sky. One last listen to the birds. Okay, off we go. And here we are at our destination, the Brewster store on Route 6A or Main Street in Brewster, down Cape. I love the store. It's really like the heart of Brewster, and even though it's a little bit of a trip for me to get here, it's always worth it. And I was happy that even though with all of the things that have been going on in 2020, that we still are able to have some of our shops open. And what I actually love about this place is, well, it was built in the 1860s, and it's been basically, obviously there have been some changes, but for all intents and purposes, it's very much Victorian. And as you walk in, if it weren't for some of the modern magazines and all the signs that we now have to have in 2020, you could think you are in the olden times. They're also one of the best places to get oil lamp parts, wicks and repairs, and to buy new oil lamps. So it's great that they still deal in that since the 1860s. There's some pretty cobalt glass. Oh, I love this too. They always recommend people not to use their mobile or their cell phones in the shop. Although they kindly let me film, so I was happy about that. Now this is going to be a very, very long video, and the reason I'm making it so long and keeping a lot of the footage in is because there's so much, so many people are still stuck at home that I really thought it would be important to have someone, give someone the opportunity to just kind of feel as if they're browsing. Now there may be some times when I turn the camera too quickly or such, but you're certainly welcome to, whilst watching it, slow down the video. And if there are things you want to see but you didn't quite catch it, you can also go to their website, because they do have a website, and I believe it's just brewstergeneralstore.com. Obviously I'm not affiliated with them in any way. That would be fun to have a sponsor be an old Victorian general store. But here you can see, yes, they sell antique and brand new oil lamps. And of course I'd include the usual Cape Cod tourist things. And they also have jadeite things like candlesticks and straw holders, old mailboxes. So what I think I'll do is I won't talk very much. I'll just let the music play and just let you feel as if you're browsing. And maybe I'll just interject here and there. I did notice how adorable that cow is. I thought these were adorable too. The Brewster General Store canisters made out of stoneware. And they have cards and basically everything, and they carry some kitchen items, more of the hurricanes, and antique lamps, new lamps. After I really consider getting one of those red lamps for doing the mantle, which I still haven't filmed and finished for Christmas. Yes, they even sell braces or suspenders. So I'm going to just let us wander around and have a look. Let's do that. Hello. I'm very well. How are you? I don't think they do tooth extractions any longer, but I love that they still have the sign. And I'm sure at some point in the Victorian times, you would come here not only for your post, your groceries, but to possibly see the doctor and to have teeth extracted. Fun items like pumpkin scoopers. Now I love this, and of course I am going to get a pound of roasted peanuts. They have an old-fashioned peanut roaster here, and then they keep them warm in this old thing that they've always had with a little kerosene lamp at the bottom to keep them warm. And then they take them from here and scoop them. And there actually is in the back, which I'll show you, a wonderful old, the roaster, the old metal roaster. And see, they carry all kinds of little kitchen things. I love the jadeite straw holders. Kitchen timers and such. All the little kitchen accoutrement that you need. And back there is where they roast the peanuts. Now this bit I love. This is so typical old-fashioned New England general store, because there's a little chair in that corner, and this is the most beautiful wood stove, and with lovely polished nickel. It wasn't actually running today because it's been so warm. Normally this time of the year they would have it roaring, but it was too warm to have it on. But you can sit in that little chair, visit with, well, you used to be able to sit and visit with people. 2020 kind of put an end to that. But this is a working wood stove, and this is very New England to have the general store where people would come and meet for everything from their post to their goods, and just have a visit, and there would always be a wood stove heating up the place. And all the old shelving is still here. I thought I had to, besides the little cow creamers, they had pig creamers, and I had, of course, had to focus on that because pink pig of Christmas. And of course, I did not bring my pink pig for Christmas this time. Again, I forgot, but the white pig creamer will work just as well. So let's just keep, oh yes, this is where they actually roast the peanuts in this old Victorian machine. So they still use it. It's great that they still use many of the old Victorian things that have been in the shop are still used. I wish they had more of these boots though, because I'd love to get a pair. I used to have an old pair of actual antique Victorian boots that were made by this company out of Germany, where you trace your foot and they hand make them for you, and I wore them all through university. I think I wore them for about 15 years until they finally just wore out. I had them resold quite a few times. You can even get old things like old washboards and lots of darling cookie cutters or biscuit cutters, depending on where you live. I thought the shark was particularly seaside. And all the old photos and images on the wall, the old signs. So again, this is a rather long video, so hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm just going to let it keep running then, and you can enjoy the rest of the shop. Now, let's head upstairs. As we come off the landing of the upstairs and into this small bit of the shop, you can see there's just so many things up here. I probably won't talk much up here, but I just want you to be able to see all the things, all the old paraphernalia. And I love that they have this little sewing section. Oh yes, all the old posters from World War II. And this is an old phone booth, which obviously doesn't have a phone in any longer, but you still can buy your embroidery floss or embroidery silks here, and sewing supplies. As we enter this room, you can see here on the floor is a grate. This is a very old house, New England thing, so that the heat rising from the wood stove on the first floor will come through. Now, as many of you know, I love miniatures, and this is the sweetest little shadow box of the Brewster store. I love the little gumball machine and the table, the skis, the little shopkeeper in the back, a little frosted gâteau on the shelf. So this area here is often, now if it were summertime, there's a second register here. They can often get busy, but this year has been pretty quiet. But I love that they have things like this. I love this old Woody car model, but they have toys and games, and even things like tape and school supplies are still displayed in their lovely old wooden cabinets, so I really like that. And this is one of their original cash registers. I also love that they have this model of the Brewster store. It's very sweet, with the trees painted around it, and you can see in the windows. It has the benches out front as the real store does, and even the blue gingham curtains. Here they have items like their old bells, packaging, old ice cream packaging, an old package of oleo margarine from probably the 20s. I think this is a beautiful, this architectural window piece they have hanging up there. And as you look over, you can see this upstairs is divided by a sort of a faux wall that's supposed to represent the front of a shop as well. But it's just lovely glass cases with more paraphernalia of things from their past, which is just kind of fun to look at. It's nice to go shopping for things that you do need, kitchen supplies, foods, but mixed with things that are very much almost like a museum. I was sad this wasn't working, this old Victorian, I forget what it's called, like a kaleidoscope? It's not a kaleidoscope, but you turn the handle and it would flip photos, so it would give the image of a moving picture. And I love the big windows up here. Little Christmas items here and there. Some more linens. Oh, I also love that they let the local ladies who sew and knit sell their items here as well. So it's just sweet. I thought these bunny door stoppers were sweet. They would be cute at Bunny Hall, obviously. And local books. And more toys. See the old shutters, aren't they pretty? Oh, now this is the device I was speaking about. It used to be used for separating the cranberries, I think as late as the 20s. Oh, look how sweet this little children's tea set is. And then it would bring the cranberries up through the floor, and there's like a mechanism that allows you to separate. And actually, I'm going to get a shot of this, and then you can pause the video if you like, and that way you can read more about how this cranberry separator was used up into the 20s here in Massachusetts. You can see the old Ocean Spray box. Ocean Spray is the local company in Rhode Island and Massachusetts that for years has been a major distributor of the cranberries grown in our area. I need to check out that little yellow doll's side china cabinet up there at some point to see how much it was. And then there's another sort of half floor up here with another small, there are little miniatures of another version of the shop, and there's an old small carousel. There are also some interesting old phones through the ages. This is I wish the lighting had been better, but another little diorama of the shop with all the tiny little items. And the upturned pickle barrel with the checkers on top, that's also something that you would see very much in real life in old general stores in the Victorian time in America. Again, often the general store was the meeting place in this country. People would come to see their post, get their gossip, buy their needs. Sometimes people would be, 2 or 3 weeks out before being able to come and get dry goods, those type of things. So getting to meet up with your neighbors and visit and enjoy the heat of the wood stove and, that sort of community. And this is a miniature carousel. An old barber pole. So yes, it's just an interesting mix of things. You could come here many times and not see everything. And of course they do quite a good job of changing things around. So, all right, well, I'm going to be quiet and just enjoy our shop through the rest of this. Oh, there is one thing here. This quilt on the wall is really interesting. And then there are also these little ship's models, because we are on the sea, so the Navy and such has played a pretty important role in our area during the world wars. And so this is a collection of all these little models of different ships and battleships and things through the ages. Again, a great combination of museum and general store. Come and buy what you need, get a cup of coffee, have a visit, and look at some fun old things. All right, I'm going to be quiet and just let us have a little look around. Oh yes, this cranberry fabric or tea towel was really pretty. And we have all of our fun items purchased. And now we can head home and enjoy our day out. One last look at the amazing warmer of the roasted peanuts. And then back home to look at our treasures. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's outing. And we have some of our treasures here. One of the treasures is from the Brewster General Store on Cape Cod, which I think they have a website if you want to check it out. Support them if you can, I suppose. And I've been needing to replace my blue willow teapot for a long time, and I wanted to get an antique one, and I probably still will. But whilst I was there, I really think it's important to support locally as much as possible, particularly this time of the year, and also because of 2020. So I thought, you know what, this is a perfect little teapot, and I didn't even realize it. Inside, it has a built-in tea stop, because I drink mainly loose tea. But I also got another pottery tea strainer. Just as I have a mesh one, but I really thought this one was pretty. So I thought this is, because I do drink loose tea, it's nice to have that extra guard against getting the big pieces of leaf in there. And then I also got a scoop, which was just a practical thing because I need this for my chicken and my quail feed. My other one, the handle broke, so I got that. So it was nice to go into a general store and buy something for my stock. It felt right in that store somehow. And then I also got, I couldn't resist, this was very touristy of me, but I had to get this Cape Cod towel because I really love this fabric. And first of all, this is literally this is exactly the old King's cottage. Exactly. The half cape, it's very Cape. And then it's a sweet piece of fabric because it has all of the various parts of the Cape, the Pilgrim Monument in Provincetown, the Hoxie House, which is also in sandwich glass, the Eastham Windmill, which I'll take you to one day. I used to live in Eastham, and Nauset Light. So I just thought it was really pretty. So I had to get that because I always need tea towels. And actually, I thought this would be nice to have in Old Kings if we get to rent out again this season. And then just for fun, for my husband's stocking, I got pine tar soap because we like the old-fashioned things around here. I love that it's called Grandpa's since 1878. Just yesterday for me. So I hope you enjoyed today's outing. It was fun to have, just to take you out with me. I'm probably going to be getting back into doing more of my artwork come January, but this month I just really feel both that I want to do as many Christmas things as possible, as well as take you on outings. Oh, and speaking of Christmas, I'm not sure if the tree is in the shot, but if you'll notice, I've replaced the red cardinals with white birds that I have, and that was because we have 2 pair of cardinals around here, and the male cardinals were attacking they left the red ornaments alone, but they were attacking the red faux birds, which I thought was funny. However, they don't seem to mind the one that has the food hanging under it. I don't know why that is. So I took them off and replaced them with the little white ones that I had. But I just want this month as many fun little outings and decorating things as possible. Hopefully next week I will be taking us to Old Kings for decorating. I think I'll probably split those vlogs up into possibly 2 vlogs, or maybe 3, we'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's outing, and it is nice to support a local business. And shopping in the Brewster General Store like that, it's so sweet because it really is an old-fashioned store. I mean, it's genuinely been that way since the 1860s. So to just see the sweet little blue willow teapot on the shelf and to buy it, I knew it was the right thing to do. Oh, and before we go, I think I should include our new little friend. One second. Actually, through the magic of editing, I'll bring our little friend this way. So here's our sweet little Una. I won't leave her out here too long because it's actually quite warm today. All of our snow is melted, and it's probably close to 50. Look how sweet she is. Come here, little darling. Una, our new little mascot of the channel, I suppose. So, from Una and myself, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog, and we'll pour out some tea. Here, Una, you sit here for a moment. Come here, darling. So from Una and myself, here's wishing you a happy and creative day. And remember, stay creative, right, Una? Cheers. Come on, little darling. Come on, little darling. Come to mommy. Cheers.